Hello everybody and welcome back to Steve Plays Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing as the United Kingdom with the Together for Victory expansion pack. Last episode we managed all of our construction needs, all of our production sorted out. We got our naval mostly sorted out with our split up our fleets and assigned them to all of the important parts of the Empire, the way I see it. We got all of our research figured out, we got all of our national focus going. We started to reorganize our army in the home islands with getting everybody from all around the Empire to come back to the home islands so that we could actually properly organize the defenses of the Empire against the inevitable war with the Axis, since I'm playing with historical focus on. And of course we are playing as a conservative, traditionalist, monarchist playthrough with no special alternate history directions, and we're not going to be going fascist or some such. Also, if you want to, you can use this playthrough as sort of a guideline if you're a new player for playing as the United Kingdom and to construction and early game stuff. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but I think I know what I'm doing, so yeah, let's get right into it. So we finished last episode with sorting out our navy. And I believe I got our submarine production queue sorted. Yes, 8 submarines for our submarine fleet, wherever it is. Where could it be? Yes, there it is. 8 submarines, that'll bring us up to a total of 50. So, the Channel fleet then, I think that's... No, the North Seas fleet, I think, is the most important fleet. And I see here that... Ooh, the North Seas fleet has 1 battle cruiser, whereas the Mediterranean fleet does not. And I think that's an issue. So I think that we should prioritize getting a battle cruiser for the Mediterranean fleet. So let's get doing that. Because obviously, as I probably mentioned in the last video, that I ended up having full dominance of the Mediterranean when I was playing Italy in an earlier Italy playthrough. So dominance of the Mediterranean will be imperative for us as the UK. So you must ensure that our Mediterranean fleet is top-notch. So let's go with a battle cruiser and assign it to the Mediterranean fleet, and we'll get us one of those. So I have 4 left over, so in 1 and a bit years. So obviously the submarines will be out before the end of the year, I think, maybe just a bit over. So what if I do it like so? No, I think I will prioritize the submarine. I like to min-max a bit. I like that, so I think that's the best way to do it for now. I think we'll have to build more dockyards, and I think you get a special national focus that grants you some free dockyards. Where would that be? Is it in the industry one? Oh. Yes, there it is. Naval rearmament. You get free dockyards. British Mexico. Well, would you know? Right. Manpower, obviously. So we're gonna want to get this as quickly as possible, but that's not gonna rise until world tension is higher, which is obviously an early limitation in British expansion. Is there any way to increase our manpower? Let's just press play so things can start rolling, and then we'll just check out our national focuses. Is there a way of increasing our manpower through national focuses without the Military Training Act? Colonial elite, that's all great for lowering the autonomy of your colonies, which we'd like to do. But obviously industrialization is important first. No, I don't think there is, which is obviously a shame, because manpower, it's draining really quickly. Oh well, we do what we must, as they say. So this is our first actually proper trained group of men under General Alan Cunningham, who's a good level 4 general. It's always good. Now, Jackie Smith, the most terrible field marshal ever, is our training guy, which thankfully doesn't affect the quality of the troops. So that's fine. It's our tank army, consisting of one terrible Vickers tank, I believe it is. Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah, that's definitely a research that we're going to want to prioritize as soon as possible to stop producing these terrible, terrible tanks. Oh, we should just build a bunch of these. What I tried doing in fact, what I want to try out is building heavy tanks as well as light and medium tanks because I'd like to add one division of heavy tanks. In fact, I'd like to try to do that because I've never done it before. I'd like to try to add one division of heavy tanks to my infantry divisions, just to give them a bit more punch, a bit more bang for their buck, if you will. Because as they're very good with soft attack, and the artillery and anti-air / anti-tank does grant it some extra firepower against tanks and stuff, but I just find that having an extra tank helps skewer infantry divisions much easier, because then obviously they have the penetration bonus, in which the enemy can't actually pierce the armor of your division, which is great. But then again, there's a whole production thing, and we're out of manpower. Who would have expected? I think that our first political power spending would be on manpower, which is a shame because the best ones are the industrial research ones and the army ones, and obviously the economy ones. Yeah, the British really do start in a pickle in terms of manpower. Oh yes, we'd like to fund our dominions, especially the British Raj, because the British Raj is a puppet and can give you greater direct bonuses. So I'd like to send them if I can. I can't afford any of these, but maybe soon enough I will be. Convoys, obviously. How many of these will I be able to send it? How much autonomy will that lower if I send them 700 convoys? By quite a bit. Wow. But obviously that's all my convoys gone. And being the naval empire that I am, convoys are imperative to our success. So, wow, so if I send Australia, say, 200 convoys, then I'll be able to yeah, I think I will do that. I think I will do that. Obviously, it'd be more valuable to do it for Canada, I think, because of their capability in terms of industry. So let's see, they've got a good army, they've got a solid industrial base. Let's see the other countries in the Commonwealth. Let's see South Africa. South Africa's got an okay thing going, although they've got that whole business going on. British Raj, yeah, they're quite powerful economically. Australia, oh wow, yeah, surprisingly not bad. New Zealand, as you'd expect. No offense to New Zealand. New Zealand's a great country. So yeah, I think Australia and Canada will be our priorities. With Canada first. Isn't that... Canada first is a... Isn't Canada first, that's an achievement. Yes, Canada first is an achievement, in which I believe you have to go fascist and join the Axis. Which is interesting. 12, yeah, 9, 19, 10. Alright, so I need to lower the autonomy of Canada by 400 so I can demote them to colony. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, can't break away from you if you go fascist. But I'm not sure on that one, I'm really not sure. And I'm quite scared of trying to do it, actually. So if I lend-lease to you, say, for how many convoys will I have to lease to you? Quite a bit. So let's say I do that. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's send that. and hopefully I'll lower their autonomy in time. I mean, it usually does, and I think it should. I mean, I see no reason why it shouldn't. It did that last time, so it should work again. Yeah, so everything's going splendidly. So wait, did they receive that already or not? No, it takes some time for it to do that, and I don't see why. But whatever, I guess. Maybe some of these are already trained up? Nope, not yet. No template for... Yes, well, we have... Maybe, hopefully with all this training, we'll rack up enough army experience to start adding that into our regular units. Hopefully. It's an interesting whole Dominion thing that Britain had going with their former colonies. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea, wasn't it in 18 something? Definitely the 19th century that Canada became a Dominion. Yes. Alright, so... Ooh, the remilitarization of the Rhineland. Several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany has forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is in clear violation of the Versailles Treaty, under which Germany is forbidden from militarizing the region. The French seem content to limit their response to this breach to diplomatic objections, and public opinion in Britain is firmly against a war. We will issue an objection as well. Well, see, I find that this is a bit limited because only France has the power to intervene, but I feel like Britain and Belgium had the right to object too. I mean, in fact they could historically, because if Belgium and France did say no, we can't move forces into Rhineland, Hitler was ready to pull forces back out. He knew it was a great gamble. In fact, he admitted that it was one of the greatest gambles of his life, because he honestly had no idea how it would go, and if it would go sideways and he would not be able to do the whole remilitarization thing, it would really scrap a lot of his plans, so he was really worried about that. So I think the whole event is a bit undermined in this game. I mean, I know it's the start for Germany, and it's inevitable, and it's important for the game to get going and stuff that way. But I just find that it's a bit, you know, ahistoric. But alright, anyway. Boo-hoo. Not gonna cry over it. We cannot deploy motorized infantry. Is that... Do you really not have a choice? Huh. Well, what'd you know? I can't do that because of war tension. Yeah, it really limits Britain in the early game. We'll do that because we want to jump on this trail as quickly as possible. How's everything? Back over here. Yes, we've... What about the French? Navy focus. Yeah, the French and the Americans started with some real issues, which limit them from doing anything meaningful. But French Japan, they're really going for that so quickly. Yeah, they started with a tiny navy. I mean, army. It's incredible how quickly the Germans managed to militarize. It's mind-boggling. I mean, obviously, the common thing that people do when they play as Germany is to get out as many units as possible, even without letting them train and get experience, so that you can do the Anschluss chain as quickly as possible. So whatever happened to that whole Lend-Lease thing? Didn't that... How come that did not affect? Did they just never get it? Next delivery expected to arrive in 70. Oh, I see. I see. So, is it because we don't have enough convoys? It's funny that. Alright, so let's speed up the game a bit. Just leave these things going a bit quicker. I don't know why my night thing is a bit choppy. Oh well, never mind. Maybe I should turn off the weather effects. That rain. I never really got to the nuclear bomb stage of the game. Perhaps I should turn off the day-night loop. Maybe it's because I'm not patient enough. Because when I played with my Germany World Conquest, I'm planning to do another one, but in my original one, I managed to basically wipe out the entire world with the help of Japan, except for South America, at which point I got really bored because it became a bit of a grind. But I intend to finish that baby. And I did that by 1942, and at that point I was nowhere near nuclear technology, so if I wanted to get nukes, I'd have to wait a long, much greater time just to end up nuking, like, Paraguay. So, yeah. But, you know, maybe we'll get nukes in this playthrough, which obviously will be a lot longer because we're not planning to rush the entire world, as Germany does. Or at least as is easy to do with Germany. Let's see how that Lend-Lease is going. 3 days. Mackenzie King. But yeah, I really like the alternate history possibilities in this game. Like going communist or fascist as any country. I think it's great fun. Especially in the Kaiserreich mod, which is great fun. Perhaps I should do a highlight of the Kaiserreich mod. It's a really fun mod with really interesting possibilities. Ah, yes. Brilliant. Finally it's arrived. So then, let's change Canada to a colony. So, okay, how does that change them? Let's see. They're a Dominion. Cannot declare wars, can decline call to war, they can't. They give us 25% extra trade, and they get a 75% trade bonus. As a colony, they can't declare wars, they can't decline a call to war. Subject manpower requirement plus 70%, extra trade to overlord plus 50%, trade bonus 50%. Master can build constructions on the subject's territory. Ah, now that will come in very handy for lowering autonomy even further. So yes, let's do that. Lovely. Now they're a colony. Yes, they're close to raising their autonomy, but we'll have to live with it. But that was important because Canada is quite powerful. Doesn't the British Raj start out as a puppet? Interesting. Very interesting. Alright then. Maybe what I just did was very wrong, and if you think so, do write so in the comments below, but I haven't had much experience in the British playing as the UK, so this is basically my first real run with the whole subject system, which may or may not work out well. So, New Zealand. If I send them Lend-Lease, how much will I need? Convoys are amazing for Lend-Lease, strangely enough. So to lower it by 200, I'd need 290 convoys, which I do not have, sadly. And all of the other Lend-Lease items are completely worthless compared to it, which is interesting, to say the least. But yeah, so now I can build stuff in Canada. Yeah. So let's build like one infrastructure here, because that will help us with loyalty. Or rather, not loyalty, but it will help us lower the autonomy desire. And also it makes them, you know, stronger and more able to help us with the war. And, you know, obviously I'd like them to be able to build up more troops and a greater industry, because more powerful than my subjects are, as long as I manage to keep them non-autonomous, then the stronger the fight against fascism, which is a worthy cause if there's ever been one. So wait, they get princely states, daily autonomy progress gain -1, minus 0.1. That's very interesting. So that means that for British Raj, yes, they're constantly declining. How very interesting. Alrighty then. Yeah, I'd like to have 0 dominions. So maybe once I finish 10 focuses, I'll go for the whole suppress subjects thing, which I think is I like the new long-term focuses system, but I think that it's a bit of a waste of national focus time. And obviously, if I run out of these, which I don't think I will, considering all of these, then I'd use it, but I don't think I will run out of useful ones anyway. So yes, carrying on then. Have all our navies arrived in all the correct places? Let's check. Okay, I need to check the sizes of our navies. So, wait, what's in here? Why are there 2 fleets here? North Seas, you have to go to North Seas, naturally. That's why it's called that way. So let's see. 48, 49, 48, 48. What's this one then? What have you got that nobody else has? Oh, you've just got more of a certain thing. I think you've got more light cruisers, haven't you? Yeah, you do. They're all a bit odd, and it's gonna take a while to balance them all out. And I'm gonna have to balance them out because otherwise it's gonna be the most frustrating thing ever. So, yeah. Obviously, you know, going fascist and taking over Ireland and all the other stuff and intervening in here and there. It'd be fun, but we're trying to play a traditional fight against fascism. And will this guy go away? I mean, come on. That's a big loss in national unity. Does that recover when he leaves? When Edward VIII is replaced by George VI, does the national unity that you lost recover? Because I don't know if it does. Also, the loss of national unity weekly is just basically purely for flavor, because it's not like it seriously affects you in any way. Like, it's not like Germany can invade you and the few percent loss is significant. British stoicism. I love this because that's great in multiplayer. Although in most multiplayer games the house rules prevent boosting ideologies in actual player countries, but whatever. British stoicism. Ideology-driven defense plus 50% can create factions. If you keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostures just the same, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which more you'll be a man, my son. What poem is that? That's that's the poem. If. Yeah, great poem. Real long too, but great nevertheless. The Great British, the Communist Party of Great Britain, British Union of Fascists. Interesting. George Gough. Elections. I believe that Stanley Baldwin resigns before the elections. Yes, I think he must. Okay, so I'd like to see my rules. Can declare war in countries and Oracle. Home defense. Excellent. And basic machine tools. Lovely, that'll give us some nice efficiency. Yeah, I can't do any of this, and obviously this is not doable without... Yeah, alright. I think that's a very interesting mechanic. That you can't intervene in these countries unless they have some kind of communist or fascist support. Because of course, before World War II, Great Britain was the world's police before these guys really took it over. With their fancy nukes and stuff, and their military-industrial complex. We don't need all that stuff. We got good British stoicism, a stiff upper lip, and a huge navy. Well, at least before World War II. So, Reinforce the empire. Yes, national unity is key. Research. Alright, so we've done that. And since we're a small island, we're gonna have to go for concentrated. Yeah, max factories in a state, definitely. Alrighty, that's good. World tension. German Reich. Wonder what they're up to. Reichsautobahn. Yes, the good stuff. Japan, what are you doing? Naval innovations. All the standard, run-of-the-mill, peaceful, pre-war stuff. Things aren't close to heating up yet, at least not in a standard historical game. Not when things are purposefully thrown out of control by you, the player. Alright, Canada. Oh wow. Credible population factor minus 30%. Wow, I didn't know there were so many French Canadians back then. Great Depression, yeah. It bothers me a bit that the only countries that are affected by the Great Depression malice is the United States, Canada, and I think Australia. Yeah. Is New Zealand? No. It's just Canada, Australia, and the United States. And I mean, that can't be true. Like, all of the Western countries were. And like, I don't know why in 1936 it's still Canada, America, and Australia exclusively. Like, no other countries suffer from it, which is just, I think, wrong and weird. I also really love the names that the different ideologies give your nation. Like, for example, I think for Iceland it's something like the North Sea Empire or something, which is awesome. For New Zealand, it's the Kiwi Empire, which is just amazing. My favorite, the cake has got to go, by the way, definitely, to Bhutan, whose fascist name is the Thunder Dragon Empire. And I think that that's just glorious. And I played as the Thunder Dragon Empire, and I managed to conquer all of this before I became an endless, insufferable trudge of death and bombardment from all sides. And I ended up at war with the Soviets somehow. Don't remember how. And I knew that that would spell inevitable doom. So I, sensibly stopped playing. The Great Purge. I'd like to do a Soviet playthrough at some point. I love playing as a Soviet Union because there's just so many things you could do. And there's so much free land you can get. It's great. It's great. You can get a lot of free land as the Germans. You can get basically all of Central Europe for free. And that's just, if that's not overpowered, then I don't know what is. Dutch East Indies. They got a lot of communist support. So does British Malaya. So which one of them is better resources-wise? They got 18 oil, 900, that's insane amount of rubber, tungsten, and not so much oil. Yeah, they've got some good oil. And rubber. Yeah, British Malaya seems more worth it than Dutch East Indies. Dutch East Indies, sorry for my terrible pronunciation. I'd really like to do a playthrough as Japan, but I'm really not a pro at the marine invasion mechanic, and I'd really love to learn it, and since I'm playing as the British, I guess this is the perfect time to get acquainted with it. I really appreciate that in the Together for Victory DLC they made Manchukuo their own state, because, I mean, it's only fair. This is a shambles. It's always a fun place to play as. Communist China is always a fun playthrough. Yes, obviously the name is wrong, but who cares? It's not that big of a problem. I love the whole warlord era. It's a very interesting period of time. And, Chiang Kai-shek, all that. But yeah, it just puts into perspective how tiny China starts out as, and how absolutely massive China actually is in modern times. China is a massive nation. Mongolia is pretty big too. It's amazing. Like, Mongolia is their own, that's one state. Where, like, that's one state in Europe. It's massive. It's just a bit silly, I think. But of course, Mongolia is just one vast empty space. Yeah, some of these are huge. Yeah. Northwestern Siberia, Northeastern Siberia. Yeah. Kamchatka. Glorious. Murmansk. Shore, on the other hand. Yeah, I love playing as a Soviet. Especially with the whole Trotsky mechanic. I love that. Bringing the permanent revolution and stuff. So, almost there. As I mentioned in the previous video, I really enjoy them being up to the max, to the regular level, because then, it's the maximum efficiency you can have them at, and I think that's, that's important for, having an efficient and worthwhile army. Guaranteed by the yeah, Monroe. It's weird because with the Monroe Doctrine, they all start out as guaranteed, but if you attack them, then it's not a real guarantee, which I think is a bit weird. Come on, Canada, start building up. I didn't send all those convoys to you for no reason. Yeah, that's good. Alright, that's a good place. It's just 200. I should really make some convoys. Can I do... Oh, that's a shame. That's a damn shame, so let's put that all over here. Really need to get on top of the manpower issue. Put the rest into convoys, naturally. So yeah, we'll have that build up as much as it can. It's a darn shame. This manpower malice is a real kick in the nuts, because it really ruins your recruitment and stuff. Alright, excellent. You go to Sir Cunningham. That's our first newly trained fellow. It's some good progress. There's gotta be a way to get more manpower in the early game. There has to be. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm just being stupid. What's the... Oh yes, that's stupid. So it's one volunteer only, limited... Yeah, that's still not a lot, is it? Extensive conscription. That's what I need. Scripting the barrel is just so desperate. 25% of the population is just mental. Can't imagine that. North Korea apparently has the highest percentage of the population in the military, with something like 13%, which is incredible. Scary, too. Is North Korea its own province in this game? I'd like to see. I'm curious. Yeah, it is. I don't see how that could ever be possibly divisive. What about you, Taiwan? Yeah, Taiwan is Taiwan. Oh yeah, I always forget about it today. Oh, in Hong Kong. That's nice. Oh, what's this song? That's a nice song. I thought that's a song that only plays for America. Oh well, I guess I was mistaken. Let's see the achievements. Are there any cool achievements that I can get as Great Britain? One empire. Unite the entire world and... Ooh. That's a very fascist one, although. Oh, you can knock those two out in one playthrough? Interesting. Master of War. Free Egypt. Oh, as Egypt. Egypt doesn't start out as a free thing, does it? Can I release Egypt? Ooh, I can. How interesting. I'd like to play that. That sounds like a fun playthrough. Sounds like a very fun playthrough. Alright then. The Empire is back. Declare war on one of your... Easily done as fascist. Master have at least 26 subjects. So, that's a lot of achievements you can do as Great Britain. Alright, let's see. Construction. Alright then. Let's get our... Are we researching... Yes, alright. So let's get our infantry equipment. Ah! Thanks. But of course. Almost forgot. Now then. Yeah, these are all Britain dunnable. Doable. Ooh, wait a second. I've got these. Why can't countries... Yeah, alright, of course. Future nuke them, big entente. Alright, so I can't do these as Britain. Alright, fair enough. Our words are back to... I love that. That's a fun Easter egg to civilization. How do I not have that? How do I not have that achievement? That's fun. Crusader Kings 2. I love that game. I should definitely play that on this channel. As South Africa finished the anti-colonialist crusade for... Ooh. Wow. That sounds very difficult. Finish the anti-colonialist crusade. Release all European colonies via the focus and take London. That sounds nigh impossible. Yeah, this was always a fun one. I tried this, couldn't do it. Very difficult without large amounts of external support. So I think we'll just increase our manpower, and I think that should be all for today's video. Maybe finish our focus and yeah, and I know this is a bit of a relaxed playthrough, bit of a laid back playthrough, but hopefully I can give you some tips, and maybe you can give me some tips, and hopefully eventually we'll build up our army, get our manpower sorted, and ensure that the Germans don't end up doing their whole world order thing. Alright then, we're almost there. Just a few more days. What's America doing? America is really easy to knock out of the war before they manage to before the giant wakes. Because of the whole Great Depression thing. Obviously the isolation one. Disarmed nation. Yeah. Alright, so let's get some fresh men into the armed forces. Let's go limited conscription. And that's a nice amount straight off the bat, but I know that we're gonna run out nice and quick. No division basic training. How ridiculously stupid of me. Well, that's one thing you should never do. Not train units. But I guess having no manpower, it's kind of an excuse, so let's use it as such. How much more infantry can we do? Ooh, that's a lot. So, let's get all of that back to the submarines. I want this out of the way as soon as possible. Yeah, those should all be done quickly. And yeah. Alright. Let's get this national focus over, and yeah, what about our Air Force? Our Air Force, nothing. Yeah, that's alright, let's consolidate that. Nice and consolidated, consolidate that. Nice and consolidated. Nice and consolidated. CAS. Naval bombers. Why do I even have those? Who knows? Still don't understand the point of radar. If anybody cares to explain to me, then please do. Because I have so far found no use for it. Or really like to radar. There should be a focus to retake Ireland. Like in a fascist tree or something. Mediterranean bastion, that's gonna be important. Yeah. Definitely. Alright. But you, Switzerland, how are you doing? Yeah, Switzerland got everything under control. Alright. Reinforce the empire. What's the next description? Our empire is vast, and despite our power, weakly defended. To combat this, we need to encourage imperial patriotism throughout the realm. Base national unity plus 10%. Alright, so that's this for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked, like and subscribe. And if you'd like me to play anything else, or if you got any nation recommendations for any other games, leave it in the comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.